Whispers of the Emerald Grove. In a faraway land untouched by time, nestled between silver-tipped mountains and sleepy valleys, there was a place called the Emerald Grove. Few knew it existed, and even fewer had seen its quiet beauty. Legends whispered of a forest so peaceful that even the wind walked barefoot through its trees. One soft morning, as the sky wore its first blush of pink and gold, a gentle soul named Aira set out to find this hidden paradise. Aira was a nature wanderer, one who listened more than she spoke, who walked not to arrive but to feel the earth beneath her feet and hear the stories it had to tell. She carried no map, only her intuition and a heart full of curiosity. The path she followed was not marked by signs, but by the rustling of leaves, the distant song of an unseen bird, and the calming rhythm of her own breath. As she wandered deeper into the woods, the air began to change. It grew cooler, cleaner, and filled with a faint, floral sweetness, as though the trees themselves were exhaling in contentment. Aira slowed her pace. Every step was soft, cushioned by a carpet of moss and tiny wildflowers that glowed faintly in the morning light. She came upon a stream so clear it looked like liquid crystal. Tiny fish darted between smooth stones, their scales reflecting the sky. She dipped her fingers into the water and it felt like silk, cold but comforting. The stream murmured as it passed, telling her secrets in a language only nature could understand. Following the stream, Aira reached a grove surrounded by towering trees with bark like woven tapestry. Their canopies stretched high above, where golden sunlight filtered through like drops of honey. The air was filled with soft hums, bees buzzing lazily, birds trilling a lullaby, and the occasional flutter of butterfly wings. Aira lay down beneath one of the trees, closing her eyes, letting the forest's symphony carry her away. It wasn't long before she began to sense something deeper, not just around her, but within her. She saw images in her mind like soft dreams, a sleeping fox curled under ferns, a waterfall that sang at night, and ancient tree roots pulsing gently with life. The grove seemed to breathe with her, as if they were in rhythm, connected in a quiet, sacred dance. Hours passed like minutes. Aira felt no urge to leave. She felt held, healed, and heard. When the sky began to wear shades of lilac and indigo, she opened her eyes. The trees stood still, as if bowing goodbye. The wind whispered gently through the leaves. Not a goodbye, but a promise. You are always welcome here. With a full heart and a calm mind, Aira stood, gave a soft smile to the grove, and began her slow walk back, carrying the peace of the Emerald Grove within her, knowing that whenever she closed her eyes and listened, the forest would be there once more. Now close your eyes. Breathe deeply. Let the forest surround you. You're safe. You're calm. You're home. Title: Beneath the Sky Lake. There is a lake so still, so hidden, that even the wind forgets to ripple its surface. Locals call it Sky Lake, for when you look into its waters, the sky stares back perfectly, a mirror of clouds, stars, and dreams. In a nearby quiet village lived a gentle dreamer named Elan. He wasn't seeking fame or riches. Elan simply wanted peace, the kind that sinks into your bones and stays. And so, one evening, guided only by starlight and the memory of his grandmother's stories, he walked toward the mountains where Sky Lake was said to rest. His steps were slow and deliberate, not hurried. The world around him softened. Crickets sang in the grass, fireflies blinked like quiet laughter, and the scent of wet pine hung in the cool air. As he climbed, the trees began to whisper, their leaves brushing secrets into the wind. Elin paused, often not out of weariness, but wonder. He listened to every hush, every creak of the forest. He didn't walk through the woods. He moved with them. When he finally reached the ridge, the view stole his breath in silence. There it was, Sky Lake. A wide, round mirror of water cradled by mossy cliffs and glowing plants that pulsed gently like lanterns. The surface reflected not just the sky above, but something deeper. Something eternal. Elin stepped to the edge and sat down. His reflection looked back at him, not just his face, but his emotions, his quiet thoughts, and the unspoken peace he had longed for. No sounds, no rush, just the soft lap of water against smooth stones. He lay down on a blanket of wild grass and looked up. The stars blinked gently like old friends returning to say, "You made it." And in that moment, something magical happened. The stars above slowly aligned with their reflection below. It felt as if he was floating, suspended between two skies, wrapped in a stillness too beautiful to describe. The lake, the stars, the silence, all of it became one vast breath. Inhale, exhale, peace. Elin's eyelids grew heavy. The earth cradled him like a lullaby, and as he drifted into dreams, the lake shimmered once as if tucking him in. You too are at Sky Lake now. Let go of your thoughts. Let your breath slow down. You are safe. You are loved. You are home. The wind that walked the valley. There's a place in the world where the wind doesn't howl or rush, it walks. Gently, thoughtfully, as if it has nowhere to be but with you. That place is known as Hollow Valley, hidden between two slow-breathing hills. It's said that those who visit the valley come back lighter, not just in step, but in soul. Luma had heard the story from her grandfather when she was a child. Now, years later, with life's noise weighing heavy on her chest, she remembered the valley and decided to find it. She didn't pack much, only a flask of water, a shawl, and a small notebook. The path wasn't marked, but her heart seemed to recognize the way. The deeper she walked into nature, the quieter the world became. Birds chirped like tiny wind chimes, and the trees swayed with ancient rhythm. When she entered Hollow Valley, she didn't even know at first. There was no sign, only a sense of deep quiet. The air was soft and fragrant, like it had been steeped in herbs and starlight. The grass was thick and golden, bending gently without breaking. And then, she heard it. The wind. It wasn't loud. It wasn't cold. It didn't rush past her like other winds. It strolled, circled her in wide, gentle sweeps, almost as if it were greeting her. The wind wrapped around her shoulders like a warm scarf. It ran soft fingers through her hair. It whispered things she couldn't understand with words, but could feel in her heart like, "You're safe now, and you can let go." She sat beneath an old willow tree that seemed to have lived 1,000 lifetimes. The wind swirled around the roots, humming a lullaby made only of air and time. Luma closed her eyes. Her breathing slowed. Her shoulders dropped. Her thoughts faded into quiet. Time passed, or maybe it paused. There was no need to measure it. When she finally stood to leave, the wind followed her to the edge of the valley, not wanting her to go, but knowing she must. As she crossed the last ridge, the wind gave one final whisper that felt like a kiss on the cheek. "You'll always find me here when you need me. Now breathe gently. Let the wind walk with you. Let your thoughts float away. You are not alone. You are